Welcome to another episode of Trail Profit, where we help small, mid-sized businesses navigate the world of big business in order to increase profits. Today, I'm in my wife's Tacoma. The weather is inclement, to say the least, right now, and I have the doors off and the top off, so she let me borrow her Tacoma today, and let me do the episode from here. So I'm not on the trail. The trails are a little muddy as well, so just because of the weather. But anyways, just wanted to talk to you. Last episode, we talked about I think it was 12 different ways on how a business can prepare for a potential recession. Don't know if a recession's coming, but if you look at the news, read the news, there's some things that potentially it could happen. And so we talked about 12 things you could do to prepare for that potential recession. Today, we're going to talk about during a recession, what you can do in your business that can help you win during that recession. So talk about probably about 12 additional things you can do. So the first thing we're going to talk about here today is product expansion, service expansion. In your business currently, is there a different product that you could bring to the market, something that maybe others in your industry have brought on in their business that can expand your products, your services, expand your client base that you've thought about doing, but maybe your side of the business is a little slower. This would give you the opportunity to increase your market share with your current clients. So that's our first way we're going to talk about, is basically expanding your product line. The second, which is very similar to the first, is ancillary business. So for example, let's just say you have an HVAC company and, and you're in the service-based business, residential, for example. Could you expand your business with an ancillary business, for example, maybe a plumbing company, a mechanical company, or maybe an electrical company? Bring on a division to your existing company in order to offer that product or service to your current clientele or attract new clients. And then those new clients can then maybe use the services from your existing business. So depending on what industry business you're on, are there ancillary businesses or ancillary services that you can bring on and expand your offerings, but also expand your client base? So that's the second idea. The third is basically revolving the subscription-based model. So for example, again, I'm going to use HVAC just because it's super simple. Could you offer a subscription service so, throughout the year, somebody can get their HVAC unit service, their heating furnace service throughout the year. And so that way, you offer that service maybe 2-3 times a year, but it's a subscription basis so that if other issues arise, your folks can go out and test or do whatever, and that client has that peace of mind to say, hey, I'm paying for this service, so I want to be able to use it. Same thing for automotive. I recently saw somewhere where an automotive company service is offering a subscription-based model for basic service. And so it's just something to think about. Could you offer a subscription model that stabilizes your income during downtimes? I think this is the fourth, is just market. A lot of people, when things get slow, they stop marketing, they stop spending money in their budget for marketing. But I would just tell you can't do that, but maybe do it smartly. Maybe you do a referral program for existing clients that if they can refer you somebody, maybe they get percentage off their next service or a referral bonus, whatever your industry allows for. Some industries you got to be careful, but just an idea of how you can market smartly, whether it's investing more in SEO, whatever, right? There's companies out there that can help you determine what that is. The next thing is during a recession, there's going to be some businesses that just become distressed for whatever reason, right? They didn't prepare for a recession or what have you. So in that sense, maybe their competitors, because they're distressed, is it an opportunity for you to go buy them out and gain that market share, gain their client base? Just a thought, that does happen during a downturn, during a recession. The other thing too you might capitalize is often when a recession happens, it affects not only your industry, ancillary industries, maybe your vendors. They too see a slowdown. And so it might be a good opportunity, especially if you built up some cash reserves during the good times, that you could go in and buy equipment at reasonable prices. Same thing with commercial real estate. Maybe you've been holding off and buying a piece of commercial real estate because prices were really high. Well, if a recession happens, often real estate prices will come down. Maybe that's your opportunity to get into your own building. So just something to keep in mind as prices fall, sellers get more and more motivated. Let's just say you're in a lease and you're a super stable tenant, and you could go to and a recession hit, you could possibly go to your landlord and see if you could renegotiate your lease and maybe get better terms, because you are that super stable tenant who pays their bills on time. So just another thing to consider when times are a little rougher. I think we're up to 7 or 8. And I apologize, I should have numbered these. But, a lot of times, again, when recessions hit, companies lay off people. Well, that's your opportunity. If they laid off somebody you've always wanted to go after, or somebody you wanted to bring onto your company, and hire that talent. It wasn't their top person over at that company. Could you bring them on now to your company? So it's just an opportunity that might present itself if a recession happens and other businesses aren't prepared for that recession. The other thing too, number 8, to think about when you're dealing with your vendors, and you are a good payer, and you don't give them issues, would they allow you, because everybody knows things are tough, right? Would they allow you to extend your terms, your repayment terms? That just means more money in your account, more money for the company. So, the worst they could say is no. But you got to have those conversations to say, hey, I'm a good client. Could I get a little bit of help during these times? Could we extend my terms out without any penalty? Maybe instead of 30 days, maybe 45. Just an idea, the negotiation that can happen there. Let's just say this is number 9. In a recession, often there's downtimes. People are sitting around, looking for something to do. Could you use that time? Could they use that time to better equip themselves, train themselves? Are there programs that they can take in your industry? Are there classes they could go to increase their knowledge, so that way when times get back to good, they're ready to go, and they now have more skills, better base of knowledge that can help your business and ultimately help your clients. So instead of spending time on social media, why not spend time learning something? 10, during those recessions, again, if prices come down, especially from your vendors, your suppliers, and you have the ability to, could you buy extra inventory? Can you lock in your price for when things start to ramp up? It's just something to be considering, looking ahead, especially if we're in a recession, looking ahead to say, hey, I can take advantage here, I can take advantage here with some possible lower pricing. So look at locking in your contracts, whatever that contract might be in, while prices might have come down. I think we're to 11 or 12, and I apologize, I should have numbered these, but be ready to scale back up. So let's just say, you trimmed some fat, maybe you had to let some people go, whatever, during the recession. Don't be afraid to scale back up when things start to get good, because those companies that have scaled up or were able to maintain are typically going to get more clients coming to them. So just be watchful, be mindful, but be prepared, be ready to make that move. And lastly, I think the biggest thing is whenever we go through a downturn, whenever we hit a recession, what have you, is what are the lessons learned, right? What can I take from this time period and put it into my experience base, to my skills base, to my knowledge base that'll help me for the next downturn, for the next issues that come up, just because it just makes you better, right? Maybe having a business journal that you can write all of this stuff down, so that way you can go back and say, hey, when this happened, what did I do last time and how did it work out? So those are just a number of ways that you can win during a recession, if a recession were to happen. How you might not only prepare yourself for the last episode, but how you can take advantage of a downturn. So, well, that was it for today. Thanks for watching. If you have any comments, questions, please put them in the comment section below. Appreciate a like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll get you on the next episode of Trail Profit. All right, thanks for watching.